And good morning. It's so good to be with you all this morning. And Grandma Brene is back.
Yes, I am.
And showing pictures of baby. She's adorable.
She is.
But folks, let me tell you what I think is unique. Brene flies to California to babysit.
It would be cheaper on them if they hired a nanny.
You're right.
They pay for my dog boarding. They pay for my airfare. You know, I mean, I'm free, but
That's
all
right.
these, attachments that they have to pay for, they should get a nanny.
But she gets to go to Southern California every time they need a babysitter.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
10 days every month so far. Please, God, I don't want to do it in April. I love my grandbaby, but, this is getting to be a bit much.
And she is adorable.
She is.
Brene brought pictures today, so she is adorable. So, folks, it's the end of March, and Brene and I usually tell you about the weather.
Who knows?
That's right. Today we'd rather tell you about the pollen. Don't go out unless you have to.
Yes.
You've already been to get an allergy shot.
Yes.
Jennifer,
and I was waited in line. Yeah. Man, they were backed up.
Jennifer, our producer, asked me what I took for my allergies. I told her. So,
it's awful.
It's
everywhere. It was bad in California.
Oh, was it?
30,000 count.
I
It was
don't know.
astronomical. I don't know what is normal, but it was awful.
And I think it's supposed to be in the low 80s today with a 10% chance of rain. And I always love it because I worked with somebody one time that said, does that mean 10% of the United States is going to get rain, or it will rain only
10% of the time?
10% of the time. I said, I don't know. I'm not a weatherman.
I think they just say that 10% to cover themselves.
I think they do too.
I wouldn't be a weather forecaster.
No.
If they paid me 10 times what they get.
No, and it is windy. So,
yes.
So here we go. It's
so
just
put your clothes on the line.
That's right. It's a typical end of March day. Now, what Brene and I do every Thursday morning is tell you what you need to know about the weekend and the coming events. So, as Brene has said in the past, get out your paper and pencil right now and start writing these things down.
So you can write phone numbers and things.
That's right. Now, tonight at 7:30, Stageworks of Cleveland. It's a new theater group hoping to have its first show this fall. We'll have a public forum at the Fairfield Inn and Suites on West Side Drive. That's across the street from what used to be Cleveland Community, which is now the West Campus of Sky Ridge.
Yep.
So I'll be going tonight because I'm on a committee that Mayor Tom started about community theater. So we just want to be sure everybody's on the same page and we're not all competing for the same dollar. We just want to be sure that no.
And it's at 7:30.
It's at 7:30. Thank you.
Tonight, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And the Salvation Army is holding disaster training classes. Boy, do we need those. Mm-hmm. On March 30th and 31st at the Salvation Army Citadel Corps, and that's at 1019 Northmore Road in Chattanooga. Classes give volunteers the tools necessary to serve on a Salvation Army disaster response team. If you're interested in this, and the training is free, call. Got your pencil ready? 423-756-1023.
And also, folks, if you've not stopped at their coffee shop, and you have,
that's right, I have. The coffee is great. I did not succumb to the muffins, but they look good.
And I've heard that the muffins are good. And all of the proceeds down there at the coffee shop go toward things that the Salvation, and as you all know, Salvation Army has done a lot. They did a lot last year in April, and they've already done a lot this year. So
and they're Johnny on the spot. They show up first thing. I just can't say enough good things about them.
So support them, folks. Just go buy a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Smoke on the Mountain. Have you ever seen Smoke on the Mountain?
Yes, I love that play.
That is the funniest play, and my favorite part of it is the lady that signs. I'm telling you, I couldn't watch the rest of the show for watching the lady that signs. She was hysterical. But anyway, the Gym Theater in Athens. Now, this is another of those community theater situations that yes, it is in Etowah, and it's going on right now, so get out your piece of paper and pencil again, 423-263-3270 for ticket information. And I think that Sunday afternoon, 2:30, matinee is the final performance. So if you want to go see Smoke on the Mountain, you better get your phone picked up tomorrow morning and call about tickets.
Yes, and they do such a good job.
Oh, they do.
They do.
They do.
Such
and
a good
Smoke
job.
on the Mountain is hysterical.
Oh, it is. Okay, don't forget to vote for your favorite Cleveland cutie. I'm sure everybody out there has seen the banner. Those baby pictures are so cute. Of course, my granddaughter's cuter, but she doesn't live in Cleveland,
and
so
she's not
eligible.
Right.
Yes. Anyway, the deadline is April the 9th at 5 p.m., and you must use the banner ballots and drop your ballots by the banner office on 25th Street or mail it to them at Post Office Box 3600, and that's Cleveland, of course, and it's 373 620.
And this is sponsored by the Banner, Sky Ridge Medical Center, and 104.1 Radio.
Yes.
So this will go along with their baby fair that they're having at the Museum Center on April the
something
16th, I think. But we have a little bit of time.
Check the community calendar at the chamber.
Go on to the chamber website and click up there on community calendar and look and see. But Lisa Lutz from the museum will be on with us in a few minutes, and she can tell us whether or not it's the 16th. But it's on a Sunday. So anyway, and tonight, folks, Lee University will host its jazz combos. Now, not just combos.
Combos.
And so the concert is at 7:30 at the Con Center, and it is free. Like most of the Lee musical productions, they're free. You just have to call and get tickets. But on this one, it just says free and open to the public, so I guess you just go to the Con Center.
Take your chances.
That's right. It's 7:30, and hear the jazz combo. And the thing about jazz is there's so many different forms of jazz that you're more than likely going to hear something you like.
Exactly.
So, and it's Lee students, and I think it should be wonderful.
And they have such a great music department.
They really do.
Yeah, they do. Okay, looking for summer camps? Go to the community camp calendar at www.leeuniversity.edu/community-relations to see what camps are offered this summer. And also, while you're there, Strides of March is this weekend, so you might want to support that.
That's cystic fibrosis. And Vanessa and Jerome Hammond have one of their twins has cystic fibrosis. They got some tremendous news lately that there is a new drug. That's why you were out there in the Netherlands where y'all don't hear anything in California. But they have some tremendous news about a new drug that they're hoping is going to make great strides in cystic fibrosis. So they would love to have you participate in this. And so if Ellie Fall was on with us last week, while again you were out there in the Netherlands.
She came back because she was on before I left.
She came on and she talked to us about this
Great
Strides. And so it's a fundraiser for cystic fibrosis, but you need to go online and sign up
or send money.
But it's actually a sanctioned race. Now, those of you that run will know what I mean. Those of you that don't won't care, so that's okay. But it is a sanctioned race, so you need to do that. And here again at Lee University, folks, they are busy. Ning and Friends concert, and this will be Monday night, April the 2nd, in the Squires Recital Hall at Lee University at 7:30. Tickets again are free, but the Squires Hall is small. So you need to call 614-8343, 614-8343, and reserve your tickets. And this should be wonderful. It will be classical music.
Love classical music. Yes. Okay, Ashley Heald?
I think that's how you say it.
Okay. I was gone when this happened.
Yes, you've been in the Netherlands.
Yes, is our new distinguished young woman, and she will be on with us next week to tell you all about the event and her win and what she will be doing to represent Bradley County this year.
And that,
so I'm sure she is a charming young woman.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
Last year's was on, and she was a charming young
Formerly
woman.
known as the Junior Miss Pageant.
Yes.
But now it's the Distinguished Young Woman
Program. Yes,
because they didn't want it to be a beauty pageant.
It's not.
It's a scholarship program. And it was last weekend, I believe, at First Baptist Church, and a dear friend of mine, Lori Calfee, was one of the people in charge of it. So Lori sent me an email that said that Ashley would be glad to come on with us.
Good.
So evidently we didn't intimidate Ariana.
I guess not.
I mean,
we're not intimidating.
We try not to be.
No.
We try to be just down home and make everybody comfortable.
And digress occasionally.
And we do digress. And occasionally there's a word of the day when it's been used more than once. But anyway, now we've digressed again. Healthy Woman is tonight. Now that's a program. Brene and I are both on the board.
Yes.
This is a program.
We work hard to get good programs.
That's right. This is a program through Sky Ridge Medical Center. It's it's a way of educating women about healthy things that are going on in their community and things that they can know and do. And so if you come tonight at 6 o'clock, we will be in the basement at Sky Ridge, and you're not a member of Healthy Woman, it's free.
It's free.
And you just sign up.
And they send you notices about the programs, and then we have a wonderful anniversary
Oh, we
dinner
do.
event that cost a little bit. I think
It
like
does.
it's been $15
$15
for
and all the food you
speaker
can
and
eat.
food and good times
And goodie bags
Yes.
and all kinds of nice things. But tonight's speaker is going to be Dr. Torrance, Dr. Madison Torrance, who's director of ER at Sky Ridge. And what he's going to talk to us about is when you need to go to the emergency room and when you don't need to go to the emergency room, because we don't want anyone to not go and have serious ramifications, but you also don't want to go and sit there and them come out and say, folks, we can't, you know, you don't need to be here. So so come tonight at 6 o'clock, basement of Sky Ridge. You'll have a few little nibbles and a lot of fellowship.
Yes,
and hear Dr. Torrance and.
Because, you know, some people go to the emergency room and they get really upset. They say, well, I was here before that person was. But they don't realize that they do triage, you know. And if you know, you have a cut finger and you're having chest pains, well, they're going to take her first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also,
Thank heaven.
That's right, which is what they should do. And
Yes.
also, something you can't see when you're sitting in the waiting room in the emergency room is the ambulance that's just come in from a wreck on I-75, and they're definitely going to go first.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are just things that you may not know and understand, and Dr. Torrance is going to explain it, and it's called Common Emergent Signs and Symptoms. So come and join this group, and I keep rubbing my nose because of the pollen outside, and I'm sorry, it's just killing me.
Now you're going to make me
I know. Now, it's just kind of like when I taught school and somebody would come in and say a child in a certain grade had head lice, then I immediately started doing this. So, you know, we've talked pollen, I'm going to scratch my nose. I'm so sad now we'll do. And here again,
we digress.
We digressed.
Okay. Okie dokie. Craft fair and bake sale will be held on Saturday at Northside Presbyterian Church across from Walmart from 1 to 5. And the proceeds will go to the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
And folks, we have so many different organizations in Bradley County that help so many people. So, you know, but this is, did you say bake sale?
Bake sale.
Bake sale. I always love bake sales because
do
most of the time those things will go in your freezer. And you can get them out 4th of July for the party. And
I hope nobody takes this wrong, but church ladies are the best bakers around.
They are.
Love church bake sales.
It's like years ago when I was the choir director at Sweetwater United Methodist Church, we had a covered dish, and there were several buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And a young man my age came up to me and said, do you remember when there was no such thing as a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken? Mama fried the chicken and brought it to the church. Yeah, so you know, sometimes this good home cooking is a lost art. So you might want to run over there to that bake sale.
Early.
1 to 5.
1 to 5. Saturday, yes, across from Walmart.
Yes, across from Walmart. That's Northside Presbyterian.
Yes, Northside Presbyterian, yes.
And also, tickets for Cherry's Jubilee are now on sale at the Chamber of Commerce and the Red Ribbon. And the tickets are $20 if you buy them in advance, and $25 at the door.
Such a deal.
But I tell you, folks, there's just nothing like it. The event is April the 20th, and Wendy Benton's going to be on in a few minutes to tell you how we spend the money that we make at Cherry's Jubilee, and I think that's very interesting. And we have this event at the museum, and they're so wonderful to us. They just, you know, because we actually have the museum Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because the artists start bringing in their pieces of furniture on, scratch my nose again, on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And so the museum staff is just kind enough to let us keep everything down there as we register these things in. And if any of you have any questions about how you could contribute something to Cherry's Jubilee, give me a holler at the Red Ribbon at 473-1114. And also you can get your tickets there. And one other real quick thing that was left here this morning for me to read. Boogie at the Barn and the Armed Forces Day celebration will be Saturday, May 19th at Pappy's Place, which is off Eureka Road out my way. The gates open at 12. Pre-sale tickets $15 and at the gate is $20. And this goes to our Veterans Administration and the Veterans Home that we're trying to build here. Yes. So I hope you all got all of that, because we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we'll come back with our first guest who's going to talk about some very interesting things. So do not go away.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Be caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson. Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open in Cleveland. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is an incredible treatment, clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, migraine headaches, even sprains and injuries. It is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level, providing an array of health benefits. So whether you're dealing with a weekend sports injury, chronic condition, or looking for anti-aging, you owe it to yourself to explore what Hyperbaric Services can do for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. I get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
And we are back with one of our favorite people, Lisa Lutz. They're over here talking tacky.
Sorry.
They did that during the commercial and we caught them. But Lisa Lutz from the Museum Center at 5 Points, and Lisa's one of our regular guests. I try to have her on once a month because the museum does so many exciting things. So Lisa, can you shape up long enough to tell us what's going on?
I hope I can.
I don't know. We're making moonshine over here, but we have not been tasting the moonshine.
Yes, we're talking about moonshine, and it got us giggling.
Yes.
We have a wonderful exhibit up right now, and we've only had it up for really 3 days, and already the attendance has been amazing. So this exhibit is hitting a real nerve with the public. It's called Vanishing Appalachia, and it's a photo exhibit. It's black and white photos. They're photos taken by a man named Don Dudenbostel, and he's from Knoxville, the Knoxville area. And what he's done since really basically the 1970s is he has gone up into the mountains of upper East Tennessee. There's one photo from down here, but mostly upper East Tennessee, a little bit into North Carolina. And he has focused on areas of what he considers things in Appalachia that are vanishing, of the culture of Appalachia that really one thinks of when one thinks of Appalachia. And those topics are moonshining,
outside back in the woods,
yeah, and snake handling, roadside culture, which is like when you used to go and see the bear that you used to pay 50 cents and he would drink the little bottle of Coca-Cola.
I'd forgotten all about that.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yes.
When Pigeon Forge used to be just a little hole in the ground. I mean, even when I went to UT, that was long before Dollywood, and I'm dating myself, but
me too, though. Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't so spectacular back then, and you had more simple tourist attractions, and cockfighting.
Yeah,
and then Ku Klux Klan. So those are the topics that he has looked at, and religion. He looks at the Mennonites, which of course we have the Mennonites up here in Delano, and it took him a long time to gain the trust of the people to photograph them. Obviously,
Ooh,
a
I can
lot of
imagine.
these topics are extremely controversial. You know, the moonshiners, they're not going to just let you in because they wondered if he was a revenuer. The snake handlers are very reclusive, and one thing we learned is they don't call themselves snake handlers. Those churches are serpent handlers. They use the term serpent because that's the term used in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
And he became very friendly with a well-known Jimmy Morrow, who has since been on a TV show that has been on one of the cable TV stations, and so a lot of people have heard about Jimmy Morrow and know about him, and he's photographed extensively in the exhibit. And then the other one, of course, is Popcorn Sutton, and a lot of people have heard about Popcorn Sutton, who committed suicide before he was going to be sent to the penitentiary. And he is certainly the most famous moonshiner. In fact, we have 2 catalogs that are available for sale in the museum store, and they've written 2 books. He and his co-partner Tom Jester. Tom Jester wrote this book about Popcorn because they got to know Popcorn extremely well over the course of many, many years and gained his trust. And they took these wonderful photographs of Popcorn, and then the subheading of this is The Making and Marketing of a Hillbilly Hero. And they talk about that, why Popcorn did what he did, and a little bit about the whole persona of what is a hillbilly, where did the term come from, the negativeness of that term, who created that term, how was it used by insiders and outsiders. And so it's a really interesting book. And then the catalog from the exhibit is this one, Vanishing Appalachia, and it's got photos from the exhibit, and in the back it's got this cool DVD. Tom Jester went out and with Don, and he did oral history interviews with all these people.
Oh, wow.
So
that
you can
would be fascinating.
Yeah, you can hear the snake handling, like you can hear them in the church. You can hear Popcorn Sutton talking at the still. You can hear the cockfighters talking. And so it really brings it to life while you're looking at the pictures. So that's a little added bonus to go with the catalog. And we have that playing in the exhibit, obviously.
Oh, great. Well, now, there was a gentleman in Tellico, I won't name names, but that was a moonshiner.
Yeah.
And all of his children were college educated.
Well, that's something he brought up in the tour. He said pretty much that's one of the reasons why this is vanishing is, and same with snake handling too, that so many of the children of, say, the moonshiners or the serpent handling people, their kids are going to college and moving away. And they are not carrying on the traditions of these things, and that's why it's vanishing. That's exactly right. So that's why he felt it was important to take the photographs and preserve it as best he could.
I asked Lisa if she'd ever heard the song that Wendy Bagwell did about the snake handlers, and she said she thought that they were singing that at the museum today, so she was going to check on that. But anyway, Wendy Bagwell did a song about the snake
my staff were singing it. You know, I'm just a Yankee girl. I don't know these things, but I have to say it's a really interesting exhibit. I've learned so much just from reading the catalog. About these traditions. One of the things I learned about serpent handling is it started right here in Cleveland in the early 1900s with a Church of God minister on Oak Mountain, and then spread out into the mountain churches where it really took off, and really that's where it I think took hold more in the country churches than in Cleveland itself. So that really is sort of one of our claims to fame.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah, we're right next to where I live.
That's where all my family came from.
Yeah, well, you might want to ask.
There you go. See, the museum is just a wonderful, wonderful attribute to our town, and a resource for all kinds of things. So you're not open on Monday, but you're open Tuesday through
Friday. Well, Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5, and Saturday from 10 to 3. And we're free the first Saturday of the month. If you have any issues with the admission price, or if you have a really big family, you can come on the first Saturday for free. We have some really cool events coming up if we have time to talk about that. You mentioned summer art camps. We have 2 summer art camps, or you mentioned camp for
Camps,
kids.
right.
We have our summer art camp. We have 2 weeks of them for different age groups. One's for a younger group, one's for a little older. And 1 week is in June and 1 week is in July. And call the museum because I can't remember what the dates are. But please call and ask for those dates, and we would be happy to send you information about those. They're incredible art camps and very reasonably priced. You asked about the baby fair. It's Sunday, April 15th.
April 15th. Okay.
Tax day.
It's tax day.
Easy
there
to
you
remember.
go. Tax day. I don't know why I didn't remember that.
Now, on to other things for the Appalachian exhibit. We're taking a van trip up to the Polk County Ramp Tramp.
How cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It is.
I've been there before. That is interesting.
Yeah, that's what, and Tracy's been, and that's sort of, so we got the idea from that. It is Saturday, April 28th. From 9:30 to 3, we're going to take a van load of people up. So if you don't want to drive yourself, there's, you know, we'll take you with us and, you know, kind of do a little camaraderie. I've heard the food is really good, the music's good, and just the experience is good. And we thought that was a great little bit of our own Appalachian culture right there.
And what is a ramp?
A ramp is part of the lily family, I learned, and it's edible.
That's right.
And it's very strong tasting.
Right.
Yes. And they do it with scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs, yeah. And I had thought it was an onion, but I found out from somebody else that no, it's part of the lily
I thought it was
family.
from the onion family.
Yeah, but someone
it's-
corrected me and they said it was part of the lily family.
Okay.
So we're eating lilies.
Okay. Well, you know,
But
edible
hey,
flowers.
as long as it tastes good, I don't care.
That's exactly
And I figure
right.
if the whole van's eating it, we can all stink it up together.
There you go.
Well, I would highly recommend this van trip because
Yeah.
a friend and I went up several years ago, and Lord,
Have
we
fun.
got lost up in those
Well, that's the other
mountains,
thing.
just,
Yeah,
you
that
know.
and that's kind of why I've never
Yeah.
gone, because I didn't know where I was going, and I just thought, ooh. So I thought, well, if you know, this is great.
It's a gorgeous drive, though.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
we enjoyed getting
Right.
lost
And
because those
spring
mountains are,
would be
yes.
beautiful.
Right.
I mean,
It may be midsummer by then.
Right,
Well-
I know. I hope the ramps aren't passed. I thought about that. I was like, oh gosh, I hope they still have ramps.
Yeah.
but they have the mountain laurel and the
Yeah.
rhododendron
Right.
and everything. It's gorgeous. It's
It
a
is.
gorgeous trip.
Right,
so
right. Now, really, really exciting news. On June 9th, we are bringing in a nationally known storyteller from North Carolina named Doug Elliott. And he, in the afternoon from 1 to 3, this is on Saturday, June 9th. I know that sounds way off, but
yeah, and we'll have Lisa back before.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then to tell
But
us
this is
some more,
part
but-
of this whole thing.
Write this on your calendar.
Right. We're having him come, and he's going to give a Wild Woods Ramble walk through Fletcher Park. And it's basically, he's going to tell us what all these cool plants are and how they were used medicinally in the, you know, up in the mountains, how they were, or might have been eaten, or, you know, and then also tell us stories along the way. I gather he is just an amazing man. He goes on the national circuit all over the country speaking, and we were really excited to be able to get him to come. That evening at 7 o'clock, he will give actually a storytelling evening and concert of Appalachian stories and tales and outrageous personal narratives, as he says.
Oh, okay.
I guess
That
he's
sounds
pretty
like fun.
funny.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny. And that's going to actually be at the public library. We're doing it in conjunction with the library because we're rented out that night. So we're going to do it at the library.
And that's a marvelous problem to have.
it is.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
marvelous problem, but we're going to team up with the library and FOLA and the Cleveland Storytelling Guild, and we're all going together and having him then on June 9th. So and that is going to
That's
be
wonderful.
free
Free.
that evening.
We love that word, free.
Yeah,
Yes,
free.
love
free.
it, free.
Yeah.
Lisa,
So
thank you so much. Lots going on.
Yes.
Lots and lots. And so we'll have Lisa. I try to have Lisa on about once a month because so many things are going
keep
on
up.
there. And I want you all to know what's happening there. So, Lisa, thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and make sure you come see our still. We have a still in the lobby. This
They
is
do.
a mini still.
They have a live still in the lobby there.
Yeah,
So don't go away now. We'll be right back with our next guest. So stay with us.
Yes.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gupta, and I'd like to introduce you to a valuable new healthcare solution here in Cleveland. Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open and accepting patients. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is an incredible treatment clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, migraine headaches, chronic fatigue syndrome, and even sports injuries and sprains. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level in the body. This increased oxygen level in our tissues and organs boosts the body's natural healing abilities and allows our bodies to function at a higher level. We will be happy to work in cooperation with your regular physician. However, referral is not required for this treatment. So whether you're dealing with a weekend injury, a chronic medical condition, or looking for anti-aging solutions, you owe it to yourself to explore what hyperbaric oxygen treatment can do for you or your loved ones. I invite you to contact us today for some more information.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And we are back with Melissa Woody from the Chamber of Commerce / Tourism Convention and Business Visitors Center. I'll get it said in a minute.
Yeah,
Tourism,
something like that.
Convention and Visitors Center. Okay.
Very good,
and,
very good.
And one reason I wanted Melissa on today is because we're kind of talking about quality of life. Lisa Lutz was on, talked about the Museum Center. And quality of life is an issue that the Chamber and tourism deal with. So give us a little talk about that.
You know, a lot of people ask, what does the Chamber do? And, you know, we're a business organization. We're membership based. But a lot of our programs, just in a nutshell, are programs that make our community a better place to live. A better place to live means a better place to do business, a better place to grow up, a better place to visit.
Better place to retire.
Exactly, exactly. So many of our projects and our programs at the Chamber are dealing with your quality of life, and one of those is Allied Arts Council, which Nancy, you're a part of that, and Allied Arts is a division of the Chamber of Commerce, and I am the Chamber's liaison on the Allied Arts Council as a staff person. And then, of course, my job at the Chamber is Vice President for Convention and Visitors Bureau, something like what Nancy said.
Something I kind of spit that out.
And part of my responsibilities are kind of twofold in that job. And one of them is promotion. So I do a lot of promoting this community to visitors, and then product development, which means basically coming up with experiences or helping other groups come up with events and things like that that would promote people to visit our area and stay here longer. What we ultimately want is people to come visit us, stay longer, and spend more money. Yes, that's exactly right.
And I just got my visitor's guide.
Yes.
In the mail,
yes.
And it's wonderful.
Our new
you did a great job.
Thank you very much. I feel like we improve it every time we print it. And we send those out to people who ask for, they may see an ad about our community and they will ask for more information, and we send them that visitor's guide, as well as putting it into the welcome centers, into hotels, into outfitters on the Ocoee. All of those areas are areas that you can pick up the visitor's guide. But last year, people who responded to our advertisements, it was over 55,000 people that we sent that visitor's guide out to.
Wow.
Yeah. When I first started, it was about 10 to 12,000. That we sent it out to. But as we've gotten more grants and we've been able to kind of tweak our advertisements, and we've been able to supplement our advertisements with some capital funding at the chamber, we obviously are attracting more people, or reaching more people, and so it has grown to 55,000 people. Of course, my postage budget is out the roof.
Yes, shot it. Yes,
but it is a good problem to have, because we know people are interested.
And I know when industries or new businesses come to look at Cleveland Bradley County, one of the things that they ask about is, after we get through education and the workforce and the transportation, all of these things, they ask about the quality of life. Yes. Am I going to have to drive to Atlanta to see a good show?
Right. And that falls into another part. I guess I'm kind of the obvious person to be on the Allied Arts Committee, because that is kind of a quality of life thing, and we do programs that would be interesting for not only residents but also visitors. And one of those programs is Evening Shade Concert Series. We have free concerts in our park every Friday night in May. And they start at 6:30, and they're in Johnston Park, and they're just free for people to come, bring their lawn chair, bring their picnic. This pollen's killing me, by the way.
It's got us all.
Pardon me. But the Evening Shade Concert Series is a program of Allied Arts. We get a grant each year from the Tennessee Arts Commission, and then we have to match that grant with sponsorship dollars. So that's what I'm doing right now, is raising money for Evening Shade. And if you want to sponsor that, you can either host an evening, or you can share that evening for different levels of sponsorship, or you can be a friend of Evening Shade, and that helps us to match that grant, because that's the way that we can offer that to the community for free. We actually have a very interesting partnership that is going to be sponsoring the first night, and that is Charter Communication and the Weather Channel are sponsoring the first evening, because it was such a close anniversary to the storms of last year. And so they're going to be giving out disaster preparedness kits. Oh, wow. They're going to have some information about Charter and the Weather Channel, and we might be able to have a personality from the Weather Channel, barring there are no weather incidents around the world. They don't really like to promote that, because who knows what may be happening at the time, and none of them will be available. But we all know a lot of personalities from that channel. Yes, and so there would be a possibility that one of them may be joining us for that night. But we have to have to wait and see what the weather is like around our country before we can make any promises like that. And
it's sponsoring Evening Shade is great publicity, folks, because I remember Debbie Melton last year, Don Ledford Automotive sponsored one night, and she had a billboard that they were going to put up in a couple of days, so she brought it down and wrapped it all the way around that amphitheater down there. It was huge.
There was no doubt who was sponsoring that night.
Right. And then she brought one of her cars and set it there next to the stage. So if you are a sponsor of that night, you get to do these things.
Yes. Yeah. If you're the sole sponsor of one of the evenings, you get to do whatever you want to.
That's right.
Charter's bringing in their big bus, and people can go on it and get on the internet, or they can watch cable while they're there. It's a great big trailer that's wrapped with all kinds of cool graphics from Charter, and so they're going to be bringing it there that night, and having it available for people to get in and look around, and it's going to be a really cool night. So then there's 3 more nights left for people to, we've got some other sponsors on board, but we haven't really assigned them to places. Some of them are willing to share their night. So if anybody's interested, they need to call me, because it's a really great favorite event. Crowds top around 500 on a normal night. If you have the Elvis impersonator, they might be 800. We've had a couple of acts that we really have drawn a big crowd, and we hope to do that. Got some great acts coming up. The first night we're going to have E.G. Kite. That's
Love
May 4th.
E.G. She's wonderful.
Big fan.
I'm a big fan. Big fan.
And she's kind of a bluesy, she's doing the first part of the set by herself, and then she's doing the second part with her band. And so that's going to be a great evening. And then the second night is Jonathan Blanchard. And Jonathan does a fusion of African American spirituals with rock, jazz, that kind of thing. And it's going to be fantastic. He's great. So that's going to be a great spiritual night for us. And then the third week is going to be the Sean Perkinson Project. It's going to be jazz band, and the Littles will be opening up for that night. And they're really have a good draw, a big following in the area as well. The last night is going to be Dennis Stefano. And he was the original lead singer of the Buckinghams. Ooh. And lots of hits in the 60s, and he's the original voice. Now, we kind of got a little scoop because there's a great big festival that happens in Chattanooga that will remain nameless. But they're having the Buckinghams, or whoever is using that name now. But we're having the original voice from the Buckingham. So he's the original lead singer, and didn't follow that name as it went on down to other people who are playing under that name. So going to be a really a neat little combination, because we've got Dennis Stefano, and then Riverbend has the Buckingham. Right. So nice little preview, and then you can go on and enjoy Riverbend.
I had heard the other day that they had the Buckinghams coming, and I thought, well,
now wait a minute.
We've got the original coming here.
So it's a neat. So what a great little preview, and then you can go down and enjoy the other band too at Riverbend. So,
and it's like Melissa said, this is a free every Friday night in May. This year there's only 4 Friday nights. We have had 5 Friday nights before.
Yes, and actually, Nancy, for the next 3 years we will have 5 Friday nights. So that means 5 times the planning.
Yeah. Stretch the budget.
Stretching the budget.
But Floss and I seldom miss. I mean, we take
faithful.
We take our chairs, we take our little TV table, and we take our dinner. And the marvelous thing about it is, go to the Spot or Catch or CBC or any of our little restaurants downtown and get you something.
Absolutely, and you guys are right. They've got their little place, their little camp, right under the great big beautiful tree in Johnston Park. That tree is a piece of art in itself. Speaking of allied arts, that tree is a piece of art, and so just sitting under that, and you can always look over there and see Nancy and Flavis with their picnic,
waving at you. And they we've had people that have brought their card table with tablecloth and candelabra and got their china out and eating, and whatever. But it's great, and you have the children, and you have the dogs, and you have
everybody. It's such a charming event. Yes, one of those nights, I have to put a plug in. My stepdaughter is getting married, and so one of those nights, I'm going to have to miss the first of it, but hoping to bring from the rehearsal dinner the whole crowd down to the park, and all the family. They'll be coming in from different places. We're hoping to catch the last part of that, but I mean, she didn't change her wedding date for Evening Shade, so
well, go figure. We've had people that have set their wedding dates for Tennessee ball games.
Exactly.
This is what you have to do. But allied arts is an important part of the Chamber of Commerce for the quality of life issue.
It is. You have companies that come in like Bacher and Volkswagen in Chattanooga. You have companies that we have so many companies here that are Fortune 500 companies. You have reinvestment of companies like Whirlpool who stay in our community. Reinvestments of M&M Mars had an expansion going. Announced today there was another expansion of a company, and so it's very important to have that element in your community, because they ask about it. When people like Bacher look at this community, they want to know what is going to be here for my family. What are we going? What are our employees going to be able to be involved in? What are they going to see? And so we have events like Evening Shade. We have events like Cherry's Jubilee that not only is the place to be in the spring, the spring event to roll out your big spring wardrobe, and then also come and enjoy all the artwork that's there and bid on those items, but that supports that. It's a dual purpose there. It not only displays the artwork, but it also raises money to put arts in the schools and arts and education. I think you've got another guest that's going to be coming up about
come
that.
on in just a few minutes. So, do you have any famous last words now
famous
about
last words? Wow, do I ever love Bradley County and Cleveland and Charleston. We're working on a Charleston project that's a heritage project dealing with all the stories that are in Charleston, not the least of which is the Cherokee Trail of Tears and how this is a national story up there. So we're working very hard. Got a lot of projects, a lot of irons in the fire. Stay tuned for the International Cowpea Festival coming up in the fall. I'm sure I'll be back to International because there is no other one. Cowpea is the general name for black-eyed peas, silver hulls, crowder peas, field peas, all the stuff we like to enjoy with our cornbread and greens. And so that's going to be something we're going to be celebrating in the fall in Charleston, and I'm sure I'll be back to talk about that.
I will have you back, and then also we probably have some 150th Civil War anniversary things we need to talk about.
Actually, 1862 was kind of quiet in this area, so we're going to gear back up in 2013. We were under Confederate control at this time 150 years ago, and there wasn't much going on as far as public speaking and public events. But in 2013, we're going to rev it back up and have some more fighting going on.
That's great. Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always wonderful to have Melissa on with us. Folks, don't go away because Wendy Benton's going to come on and talk to us about how to spend money. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gupta, and I'd like to introduce you to a valuable new healthcare solution here in Cleveland. Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open and accepting patients. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is an incredible treatment clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, migraine headaches, chronic fatigue syndrome, and even sports injuries and sprains. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level in the body. This increased oxygen level in our tissues and organs boosts the body's natural healing abilities and allows our bodies to function at a higher level. We will be happy to work in cooperation with your regular physician. However, referral is not required for this treatment. So whether you're dealing with a weekend injury, a chronic medical condition, or looking for anti-aging solutions, you owe it to yourself to explore what hyperbaric oxygen treatment can do for you or your loved ones. I invite you to contact us today for some more information.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
Very simple process, and it's well worth it.
And we are back, and just let me do a little bug in your ear in case you're looking for something to do Saturday. Melissa just told me as she left the stage that they're having a work day at the Heritage Center in Charleston from 9 to 1 Saturday So if you don't have anything to do, or you're just interested in seeing this project develop, show up down there and they'll give you a shovel and put you to work or whatever. I don't know. But
Always need another pair of hands.
that's right. That's right. And this is Wendy Benton. And Wendy is Baskin Robbins for you ice cream lovers, but that's not why she's on here today. You didn't bring us any ice cream, did you?
I didn't, but eat more ice cream.
That's right, eat more ice cream.
You
That's
still
always
have that Tuesday for seniors or something like that?
He has something on Tuesdays. We don't keep up with it.
Oh, okay.
I hate to say.
I
It's my kids and
I think it's $1 a cone for seniors on Tuesday.
Well, Brene just advertised that, so if you go in, just tell Brad, hey,
Yeah.
Brene said. But the reason Wendy's on today, Wendy is the chairman of our Arts and Education Committee of the Allied Arts. And basically what Wendy's job is, the Cherries Jubilee Committee makes the money, and then Wendy's group spends the money.
Yes.
What fun.
So
It is fun.
So just give us a little, I mean, we'll get into some details in a minute, but just a little outline of what you get to do with the money.
And Brad really appreciates that I get to spend this money and it's not his.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But every year we have cherries, and the money that is designated for arts and education goes towards teacher grants that we support, as well as visiting artists in our schools. And our Arts and Education Committee serves 29 schools in Cleveland and Bradley County. That's all of our public schools and 4 other institutions that we serve.
And this money is, it depends. Wendy can't just go out and arbitrarily spend money. You all must come and support Cherries Jubilee.
Yes.
Because the money that's raised there, then we hand off to Wendy.
Yes, yes. And the last year we had approximately $25,000 to spend. We had a wonderful fundraiser through Cherries, and was able to put all that money back into our schools through the arts, and that's what we do every year. Teachers can apply for teacher grants. We spend approximately $13,000 to $15,000 of the Cherries money for teacher grants.
What do they apply for?
They can apply to have an artist come into their classroom, so the teacher is actually free to use that money to their discretion if their grant is worthy of funding. So it goes through a committee process that we review the grant and scrutinize over them tremendously, and those that are worthy of funding, they are able to get up to $500 in a teacher grant to put an art project back into their classroom.
And we have some perpetual classes. One grade does.
Yes, we have one school in particular, and others do this also, where that one particular grade will apply for a grant each year because of the curriculum that they're going over. And in this case, it has to do with the American Indians and what their culture, their paintings, their dwellings. So they apply for several grants to support that curriculum that they're studying for the 4th grade.
And so it's different students every year.
Right, because those students are going to move on. So the next 4th grade group, hopefully, yes, the next 4th grade group needs to have this to go with their curriculum. And oftentimes we have, like if it's going to be, like if there's 3 4th grade classrooms, they'll each one apply for a grant and then do this together. And that gives them a little more money. But it's like Wendy says, these are seriously scrutinized, because you can't just apply for a $500 grant and then ditto some things off to color with crayons. It's not going to happen that way.
No. And the grants that we look for are for reputable artists, a quality art experience for the students, a hands-on experience for the students. So there's a lot that goes into reviewing the grants and making sure that it is something that the students are really going to benefit from.
And one thing, folks, that I'm not sure, and I'll put you on the spot because you may not know, but I don't know, not all of our city and county schools have art teachers or music teachers, and some of them that do have share those, so the person's not there the whole day. They go from place to place. So this is another reason that Allied Arts started this program in 1999. And I'll brag a little bit about Cherries. We have put over $290,000. That's $290,000 back into our schools through this program that Wendy oversees. So, see, folks, this isn't just little chump change we're talking about. We're talking about making an impact.
Right. And art budgets, typically in school systems, when you cut something out, a lot of times it's your art classes that get cut, or it could be supplies and materials, and this is just a way for teachers to find money that's available within our own community that they can apply for and use to benefit their classroom.
And what's so wonderful about this too is most of those teachers also have someone, their PTO, their first grade teachers, their kindergarten teachers, they usually enter something, donate something to Cherry's Jubilee.
Yes, the Arts and Education Committee highly encourages our schools and our teachers to put something into Cherry's Jubilee to help raise the money, and these students work very hard, especially some of our middle and high school aged kids who get involved in the art and enjoy the art instruction. They get in there and really put together a very nice piece of furniture or a chair or something that they're able to purchase at Cherry's.
And one thing we love is like when the kindergarten or first graders do a chair, usually you have 4 or 5 grandmothers or mothers that are going to try to outbid each other to get that chair because their child has done it. And you know, hey, we're all in this competition thing, you know, because it's raising money. So just give us some examples of some of the visiting artists that we've brought in.
Some of our visiting artists in the past, we've had the Hunt Family Fiddlers, which is a family of 9 who play the fiddle.
Very popular.
Yes, it was very popular. They did a river dance theme, and they went to our high schools and middle schools. The kids loved them. They've been very popular. Todd Green, an artist we just recently had, played over 50 instruments, did an amazing concert in some of our high schools. We've had Doug Berkey, who does a lot with masks and a mime presentation. Kids really enjoy that. Roger Day, also geared a little bit more towards the elementary age kids. Barbara Bailey Hutchison. Also, we try to coordinate things with our storytelling guild, and we use their storytellers that they bring in for Ocoee Story Fest, and recently they had Elizabeth Rose, who visited, I believe, 6 of our schools.
I think that's right, yeah.
And she did an amazing job. I know she went to my children's school, our middle school actually, and they loved her. Very entertaining, very talented lady.
And that's just some of them. Now I know we've had Tim Oliphant before, who comes in and shows the students how to draw a cartoon character of themselves, and then how to make a cartoon, you know, like a little cartoon of themselves. And we had La Liberty, what was her name that came in?
La Liberty.
She came in with puppets and all of the, I was entertained by that. And so all of these things are going on, and Wendy and her group handle this, and we appreciate them doing this because this isn't something they just do like this. They have to sit down and work on this. So the teachers, the grant applications can be found.
Right now they're on bradleyschools.org, clevelandschools.org, and we're looking forward to getting it on the Chamber's website as well, hopefully for next fall. And so it's available there. And they just go in, they can copy that into a Word document and fill it out and mail it to the Chamber. The dates are on there, all of the instructions are on there, and we look forward to as many grants as possible every year.
And so now that you know how this money is spent, folks, you need to come to Cherry's Jubilee and purchase items and, you know, buy your tickets, come in and enjoy the 8 or 9 or maybe 10 caterers we're going to have this year. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. And all these items, and spend your money because the money's going to a good cause.
Right.
We're not going to pay for this money.
Absolutely fabulous.
Oh, they are. And see, that's
so
another thing
creative.
that Cherry's does is we support our local artists and let them show off their talents at Cherry's Jubilee, and then bring this money in and spend it on the schools. So, Wendy, thank you so much for being on with us today. This is great, and it helped me promo Cherry's Jubilee. And Wendy, how many people are on your committee? Roughly about 8.
We have 11.
11 teachers, parents, etc. meet to decide this, and they follow these real strict guidelines. So Wendy, thank you so much for being on with us
Thank
today.
you.
We
I've
really do
enjoyed it.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having
And
me.
so come out and support Cherries Jubilee. Now you know why you need to support Cherries Jubilee. This has been a pretty good day, hasn't it?
It has, real good. April
The 20th
20th.
at the Museum Center, and the tickets are $20 in advance at the Chamber or the Red Ribbon, $25 at the door. And folks, it's well worth.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean,
And
for that amount of money, you're gonna, and don't eat before you come.
no.
Right.
And there's beverages.
Yes, there are beverages, adult and regular,
Yes.
and it's just a real great time. So, Wendy, thank you so much for being on. And folks, I'll be back next Thursday, and you're not babysitting next week.
No,
So
I'll
Renee will
be
be back
here.
on with us.
I'll be back.
So come back and see us next Thursday, folks. Thank you all so much. Wendy, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Y'all come back.